If you are a fan of Michael Scott and his shenanigans on The Office, it's a good chance you'll love Leslie Knope and the Workplace Misfits on Parks and Rec. So we thought we'd take a look at some of Peacock's new series and recommend them to you based on shows you might already like. Does that all make sense? I think so. So I'm going to start out. If you are obsessed with outer space, little green men, flying saucers, and the History Channel series Ancient Aliens, then you will probably love the new Peacock series Unidentified with Demi Lovato. Yes, the actor and pop singer Demi Lovato. This series follows Demi as they take a road trip across the country to meet with survivors of alien abductions, interview extraterrestrial experts, and investigate paranormal phenomenon across the country. In one episode, Lovato visits a haunted house where they sing their song Skyscraper to an apparent spirit. While in another episode, they chat with a woman who claims to be the mother of human-alien hybrid babies. Seriously, she's like, they took me, they used me for babies, and brought me back to meet the babies. It's a lot.
Sounds
It's
an
a
X-Files
lot.
episode.
It is. But if you're a believer or even an open-minded skeptic, you will enjoy the show. It's kind of bonkers. Rose, I feel like among all of us, you are the alien believer, if I had to guess.
I like the term open-minded skeptic because I'm more in that camp. I don't think I'm an alien believer, but I am open-minded skeptic because I said this before. The universe is so big that it's pretty, I don't know, arrogant of us to think that we're the only one. However, I feel like Demi Lovato and people in that camp may have gone too far, but it doesn't mean I won't listen to them and see what they have to say that happened to them. Totally for it, even if it's to be like, you are really out there. So I'm
shots fired, Demi Lovato. Shots fired.
No, don't you dare put that on me. Don't you dare put that on me. No, I'm an
it's
open-minded
just live to a million
skeptic.
people on Twitter. Don't worry about it.
Well,
what's
interesting about the show is that Demi goes on this road trip with a skeptic, someone who doesn't believe, as well as their sisters. So you do get both points of view and see how they react to these various stories. It is really interesting. Like you go from being like, oh, like kind of rolling your eyes to being like, wait a second, this is interesting. So if you enjoy any of that, I think this is for you. Audrey, what do you have teed up for us?
So mine is completely opposite of this, I think. But in the Halloween spirit, if you enjoyed Martha and Snoop's potluck dinner party, where Martha and Snoop, our favorite celebrity oddball duo, come together and cook, then you will enjoy, I think, Peacock's new Snoop and Martha's Very Tasty Halloween. So this is, as you can imagine, there's a bunch of bakers known as scare squads. They get together and make the most over-the-top edible creations to fit whatever theme Martha and Snoop come up with, and then they judge them accordingly. So I don't really know what's not to love. I know Gordon and David both, and Rose probably too, love all these baking competitions. And then just add Snoop and Martha to the mix. Like, you can't really go wrong. So I'm super excited. It comes out October 21st, just in time for Halloween. So that is my pick.
Snoop and Martha are the duo I never thought I needed in my life, and now I can't get enough of them. Whatever casting or behind the scenes decision maker decided to say, let's put these two together, genius, bravo, hats off.
It's like the old Reese's peanut butter commercials where they're like, chocolate and peanut butter, who knew? And it's like, Snoop and Martha.
Yes, you're right. I also just want to call out on this key art here on the right-hand side, like, how amazing does Martha Stewart look? She's 80 years old, guys. She just turned 80.
I know.
80.
She's amazing.
She looks fabulous.
Oh my gosh.
Fabulous. Huh. Snoop looks fabulous as well.
I want to interview her and be like, what is your skincare regime? What lotions and potions are you using? I want her entire medicine cabinet shelf and like bathroom shelf of those lotions and potions. I want a list and I want them all right now.
Do we think Martha?
She would.
Sorry, I was
give you like specific recipes.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think she buys or she makes all of her own skincare stuff?
Oh my God, that's so funny. Now I think that next year's Peacock holiday special with Martha needs to be called Lotions and Potions, because it is like potions sounds like witchy and scary, and she really like shares all of her secrets.
I love it. I'm down for it. Where do I sign up for that?
I don't know. Let's make it happen.
Like Audrey, this is a fantastic pick.
This is. And you pointed out the key art. I couldn't get over Snoop Dogg dressed up like Batman, but it's like a dog Batman.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's everything about it is fantastic.
It's great.
That's a tall order to top, but Gordon, we're turning it over to you to see what you've got for us.
I cannot top Snoop Dogg in a Batman dog costume. Anywho, you guys kind of went for like topics that are similar. I went with tone that is similar. If you've seen the Netflix show Cobra Kai, you know it takes what is, I hate to say it, a cheesy 80s movie and updates it for this generation. It lets you look at, in narratives, a villain has to think they're right, or it's a bad villain. And John Lawrence of the Cobra Kai, they do a fantastic job of making him a real person and somebody we care about. We still care about Daniel LaRusso, but the worlds of the All Valley Karate Tournament coming back, this show is just fantastic, and I really love it. So we live in a world of reboots, right? And Saved by the Bell, boy, if you go back and watch the original Saved by the Bell, if you're a child of the 80s and 90s like I am, apparently I was a child for 2 decades, it's bad. Like Saved by the Bell is not good. You might have enjoyed it when you were younger, but go back and watch it now. Zach Morris is a psychopath. He is not a good protagonist. So the people who remade Saved by the Bell appreciated that, and they updated it for this era. It's funny. It nods to the previous installments, but also points out what was kind of weird about them, like Zach's son Mac, also a psychopath, but they point that out. It's really funny. You don't have to be a teenager who appreciated it. If you like the older series, it's really a great way to get into it. And like I said, as far as reboots go, I feel like this is the way to go. Because I feel like we have a love for what we saw when we were young that doesn't translate to when we're old. And you can all fight me after I say this, but Goonies is a good example. If you never saw Goonies as a kid and you watched it now, you would not like Goonies. So
disagree. Disagree.
No. Okay. Through that. But Saved by the Bell does a fantastic job of updating that world for this world, and I'm a huge fan. So have at it.
Yeah, I'll agree with the huge fan. When the first season of the reboot came out, I was like, I don't know. I did love like the original as a kid. Like, I don't know if this is like speaks to me right now, but let me give it a try. My husband and I actually watched the whole first season in like one night. And it is like short, it's quick, it's easy to watch, it's funny, it's like really smart, it's diverse, it's like very current. So we really, really enjoyed it more than we definitely thought we would. So I am also looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, Audrey, I think your experience mirrored ours, where we're like, let's just check it out. We don't expect much, and then watch the whole thing. And love it.
Yeah, and season 2 on November 24th, actually. So not much longer to wait for that. And Gordon, I agree with you. I think what this reboots, where it succeeds where others didn't, is that if you watch something like Girl Meets World, personally, I only cared when Topanga and Corey were on the screen. Same thing with the Full House reboot. Like, I really only cared when John Stamos showed up or some of the like other characters were on. Where Saved by the Bell succeeds is that you care about the new characters. They build them, they make them feel lived in. Like they didn't just start when episode 1 started. They're fully formed characters that you were really interested in. And the fact that Mario Lopez or Elizabeth Berkley aren't in every scene doesn't matter. They just add to it when they're there, but you care about these new characters, and that's what I love about it.
Okay. And you agree that Goonies is trash?
Great point. No,
Goonies
he does not.
is not trash.
No.
Let's get out of this Goonies trashing and turn it over to Rose. Rose, what do you have for us?
So if you like This Is Us, it's the pull at your heartstrings drama with great storytelling and arcs and different timelines, then you will like Ordinary Joe. So Ordinary Joe sets this guy up where there's a moment in his life where he can make one of 3 decisions. But the cool thing is you get to see all of those decisions play out. So James, and he told me he can call me Jimmy Wolk, is extremely charming in real life and is also extremely charming and plays Ordinary Joe very well. So yes, if you are suffering from this is us withdrawals, Ordinary Joe will be your thing.
And that's a good plug for your Hangout episode with Jimmy for Ordinary Joe, which you can watch by saying Xfinity Hangouts into your remote. I also interviewed the Saved by the Bell cast, so you can watch my Hangout with the Saved by the Bell cast by saying Xfinity Hangouts into your remote. But I am excited about Ordinary Joe because I think we have talked about it on a previous episode. We've all had that moment where we make a decision and you look back and think, what would it have been like if I made this different decision? Like, where would my life be right now?